Sounds like a lot of fun. You must really enjoy it. This is your third year in a row, isn't it, Phil?
4, Nan. 4.
As much as things change in the NFL, they seem to stay the same. And that goes for the Baltimore Ravens and especially the Buffalo Bills. Both of these teams seem to have a hurdle that they have to get over. For Baltimore, it's themselves. And for the Bills, it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's kind of like seeing the same thing over and over and over and not being able to do anything about it. You want to change it, but you can't. Kind of like a Groundhog's Day.
Chance of departure today, 100%.
Phil? Hey, Phil? Phil? Ned! Ryerson! Needle-nosed Ned the head. Come on, buddy. Case Western High. I sell insurance.
This is one time where television really fails to capture the true excitement of a large squirrel predicting the weather. Do you ever have deja vu, Mrs. Lancaster?
I don't think so, but I could check with the kitchen.
I'd say the chance of departure is 80%. 75-80.
Phil? Phil? Hey!
Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. Up next, the Buffalo Bills are the gift that keeps on giving. Let's talk. So I have until January 31st of 2025 to finish talking about and reflecting on this past season. And honestly, I'm already looking forward to next season. But I can't close out this season without talking about the AFC Championship between the Chiefs and the Bills, a game that many Ravens fans think we should have been in, a game that many Ravens fans think that we played good enough to get into. Nevertheless, that didn't happen. Let's start with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the best team in the league for one reason. It's not Patrick Mahomes, and it's not Andy Reid alone. It's their consistence. It doesn't matter what they need to do to win, they find a way to win. If they need to pick up a crucial first down, they pick it up. If they need to pick up some yardage to get into field goal range, they get into field goal range. If they need to make a clutch throw and catch, they do that. If Patrick Mahomes needs to escape and pick up a first down, they do that. And that's what we saw on Sunday. The Chiefs seem to have two types of game plans. They came out fast, quick strike offense, and then they have had a more selective approach, right? Now, they had some mishaps in that game, the Patrick Mahomes fumble and so on and so forth. But on the scoreboard at the end, they still win. And until a team finds a way to play not at their very best, but to play excellent football against the Chiefs, you have to play mistake-free football. Every catch that can be made, you must catch it. The first downs that must be picked up, you must pick them up. The touchdowns when you're in scoring range that must be scored, you must score them. The field goals that you attempt, you must hit them. The extra points that you attempt, you must hit those. You cannot have a mishap against this team, or you cannot be the type of team that does not take advantage of their miscues, because if you do, you're going to end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And that's what we've seen for 3 seasons. Granted, we can say, oh, Patrick Mahomes wasn't an MVP candidate. That's fine, because he may have a different type of MVP in a couple of weeks, just like he's had for the past 2 seasons. And that's not to discredit the regular season MVP, which we'll mention here in a minute. And so if you're going to beat the Chiefs, you have to beat the Chiefs. But let's get to the Bills. Let's get to the Bills, the gift that keeps on giving. I got a little special gift for Ravens fans, but more specifically for Bills fans at the end of this video or near the end of this video. So please hit the like button, hit subscribe, stay around to see the gift. So It's very, very clear that Baltimore Ravens fans, or at least the majority of Ravens fans, were rooting for the Chiefs. Maybe that stems from not wanting Josh Allen to visit a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson. Maybe that comes from the annoying Buffalo Bills fans at times. Maybe it comes from the in-season rivalry that was birthed back in week 4. Maybe it's just a hurt complex that Ravens fans have. And so if we can find somebody to rub salt in their wounds, we will do so. Whatever the thing, right? Because we understand we lost to the Bills in 2020 in the playoffs, and we lost to the Bills this past year in the playoffs. So, we definitely have some playoff hurt, right? Kind of some PTSD, if you will, right? But the Buffalo Bills fans kind of acted like they had won the Super Bowl last week. They were a little bit extra, right? But hey, gloat, celebrate your team, do what you do. I would have talked Big Cash last week when the Baltimore Ravens won, but I wouldn't have went at the Buffalo Bills fan base. I would not have went directly at Josh Allen. Josh Allen is absolutely a great quarterback. He can do a lot of things that are similar to what our quarterback does, but they're not the same player, and their playing styles are similar but not exact. So celebrate both players, right? But what happened last week when we lost is they went kind of at a personal context, right? And it became a little bit extra. And in truth, I created the gift for the Bills and the Bills fan base specifically for 2 people. Dan Orlowski, who wet his pants all season long during the MVP conversation. I think that may be where this Bills Ravens rivalry started. We bust up the Bills in week 4, 35-10, right? And that's kind of when Lamar Jackson began to get his MVP legs, so to speak. Not that he had not played great, but that's when, everything was working for the Baltimore Ravens. We played well. Lamar Jackson was clearly the leader. We had a couple of stumbles. Josh Allen beat the Chiefs and then turned around and beat Detroit 2 out of 3 weeks. And he got some momentum. And that campaign was led by Dan Orlowski. And every day on the daggone sports shows, Dan Orlowski popping that mouth. It's very, very clear. Josh Allen, he's been better than Lamar Jackson, blah, blah, blah. But none of the numbers said so. I mean, in every metric, right, that you measure a quarterback by, Lamar Jackson was far ahead. But Dan Orlowski was, adamant. He even said, if you don't give it to Josh Allen, then you just don't want to give it to him. Well, it's not given, it's earned. So calm down. But I think that's where it started, because we began to see Ravens content creators and other sports people kind of stand up for Lamar Jackson. I think that's where the divide came, right? Nevertheless, because we have enough rivalry in the division with the Browns, Steelers, and Bengals, right? We don't really want to have a whole lot of conflict with other teams unless we have to face them that particular week. But it kind of went on the entire year, right? And admittedly, I was a part of that. I talked about the MVP on a couple of different occasions. Nevertheless, we close out strong. Lamar puts on a case to get back into the MVP conversation. And what ended up happening is, I believe the Buffalo Bills nation got nervous because Lamar Jackson had made such a case, had picked up some steam in the conversation. And so I guess Bills fans felt like it was going to be settled on the field in the divisional round. And when in truth, the 17 games of the regular season that a player plays and what happens in the playoffs have nothing to do with one another. It's clear we busted them up in week 4 and they beat us on some crazy, wild, incomplete plays, fumbles and things like that in the playoffs. And so I think that just furthered the rivalry, which kind of pushed Ravens fans into rooting for the Chiefs. And so, in all honesty, I was rooting for the Chiefs too. But let me tell you why. It wasn't solely because I just didn't want the Bills to win. It wasn't because I didn't want Josh Allen to get a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson, and because I would have to root for the Chiefs to beat the Eagles, because I wouldn't want Jalen Hurts to get a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson either. But that's not my case. I really was rooting for the Chiefs against the Bills because if my team can't win it, I want them to go on and complete greatness. To go on and be the first team to three-peat. Wonderful. Go on and put Patrick Mahomes at the top of the mountain. Because truly, in the quarterback class, regardless of his regular season stats over the last 2 seasons, he has been the most consistent. He has been the most winning QB over the last couple of seasons. And he has captured the last 2 championships. So just go on and finish the greatness. Put him at on the top of Mount Rushmore so that we don't have to have the quarterback conversations of who's the best and include him, because he would be in a different stratosphere. He would have 4 chips in his first 8 seasons, right? That's a 50% Super Bowl win percentage. He would have won 4 out of 5 Super Bowls if he goes on and completes it. So that's why I'm rooting for the Chiefs. And I know that's a crime to say that out loud, but it's just true, right? There was other Ravens content creators that were clearly rooting for the Chiefs as well. I just want them to go on and complete the greatness, right? So that way, you know, what more are they going to say? Chiefs are the best team in the league? Okay, cool. The regular season record showed that. And right now in the AFC, they are the best team because they're in the Super Bowl, right? So to be the best team in the league is not a far cry, right? To be the best team in history in a 3-year run, they would be absolutely the best team in history, right? That wouldn't be a far cry. So just go on and finish the greatness so we can kind of complete that conversation. And so the rest of us level 2 teams can kind of get in where we fit in. It is kind of truly the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady impact, right? Tom Brady ran the league for a number of years, although it was 10 years in between Super Bowl wins. Nobody had more wins in the Super Bowl than Tom Brady. And Tom Brady and the Patriots were the reason why Peyton Manning had a cap on his ability to win a Super Bowl for a while. And I think it'll be the same, or has been the same, for Patrick Mahomes. He has put a cap on guys like Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and other young rising studs. So it kind of is what it is. But Buffalo Bills fans, I'm done with 2024, 2025. But before I go, this is a gift for you because you have given a gift to me. I'm out.
There's a snap. There's the kick. It is up. It is no good. The Giants have won Super Bowl 25.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17. Unless they get a first down. They go to Beebe, but Beebe's going to run out of bounds short of the first down, and Dallas takes over on down.
What did he throw it to?
People say at least when he wears the ring, yes, I played in Atlanta in 1994. Congratulations, Dallas. Buffalo, there are no words.
There it kicks. Got to throw it right away, right now, someone in the middle.
On the middle. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a 48-yard attempt. The kick is good.
Looking to the end zone for the win. He caught it. Ball game.
Still looking, and it's incomplete. And now you got to bring out Bass. Sean McDermott, after his 1-for-3 performance last week, he says tremendous support in the building. If he has to make one for us, the game on the line, he will. 44 yards, Bass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right.
He's going to have time here, Jim.
Whole season for Buffalo on the line here. There they come. He just desperately throws it up in the air. Incomplete. Kincaid was right there. Perine makes the move around Bernard, and that will clinch it.